we grew up big Clemson fans. I never forget. I think I had an 8th grade birthday party at a Clemson baseball game, and actually threw out the first pitch, and we had a whole little party up there, just right outside the field. But I was a huge Clemson fan. I remember I was on the field. I believe it was Rod Gardner when he pushed off the South Carolina football game. I was actually like on the field, not on the field, but on the sideline. Obviously wearing all orange. But growing up, I was a Clemson fan. Really, it was high school when I started going to different camps. I would go to South Carolina camp. My mom actually grew up in Batesburg, Leesville, South Carolina, and we would always stay with her parents at their house. So we'd get, our grandpa would take us up to camps. We'd stay all day there, go spend the night Saturday night there, get up, go to the camp Sunday, then drive back home. But I kind of grew as I got around Coach Tanner, around Columbia. I think when I was probably a sophomore or junior, I kind of grew to really, really like Coach Tanner and really like how South Carolina ran things. And just, my grandfather who passed away in 2009, he would always go with us. And I just there was a connection there that I just grew to, love. And definitely Coach Tanner and Coach Toman were big parts of that in my recruiting process. But it was really my junior year when I came to Carolina for my, a recruiting trip. Coach Toman, it was at the old Sarge Fry, and I knew how he got my dad because he said a bunch of stats from a former Clemson player. And he said, we believe that, you can be this kind of player, all ACC, 304 batting average or whatever he said. And I forgot, he named how many errors he didn't have, but something errors. And he just read my dad's stats out, and he looked at him. He said, "Do you know who that guy was?" And my dad just smiled and said, I believe that's me. And so I think, Coach Toman really did his homework there on my recruiting process. And really after that trip, I knew exactly where I wanted to go. And Jack Leggett, he offered me, but I just, and he did it the right way too. There was a passion I had about South Carolina, and I just fell in love with them from that moment forward. But actually, when I committed, I could tell my dad was a little bit, he was a little bit shocked. I think he thought I was going to take a little bit more time, but when I told him, he was like, "You sure that's what you want to do?" I said, "Yes, sir." But that's really how I kind of came to South Carolina.